Swayam Prabha. Digital India. Educated India.
Hello learners, welcome back to the course on AI in Human Resource Management. In the previous two lectures, if you have gone through, you must have seen that we have categorically discussed the impact of artificial intelligence in performance management, AI in onboarding. Today, our agenda would be to look into AI in person job fit. I'm Dr. Cyril Issac. I'm an assistant professor at the School of Business, Indian Institute of Technology, Guwahati. Now, when you look into AI in person job fit, specifically as our pattern goes, we have to understand what the keyword is. What do you mean by person job fit? Many a time it is understood as the consistency of that particular person with respect to the task and the abilities. I mean to say that a person is given a particular job, how consistent he is in performing that job, what are the tasks, what are the responsibilities, what are the duties assigned with a particular task, how the individual is responding to that particular task in terms of its knowledge, in terms of his or her skills and abilities. This consistency is known as person job fit. In many OB courses, specifically in our NPTEL domain, I have a OB course in which I have extensively discussed on this person job fit. Right person in the right job is always a boon for the company. But many a time we feel that most of the organizations have placed the wrong people at the right job. But again, our scope today is to look into AI in person job fit. So let's understand that in a deeper way. When you look into person job fit, as I mentioned, it refers to the consistency between the individual's ability, the personality, interests, needs, and occupation requirements totally. So when you look into every particular job, each job has various requirements for the quality of the job holder. So an employee is always better qualified for the job only if he or she possesses more than the required qualities and reaches a specified or a typical level. When you look into the person job fit, there are many theoretical hooks, theoretical frameworks that contribute to the person job fit. It has been a well-researched area in human resource management. But when you look into the interactional psychology mainly, interactional psychology leads to a good fit. So the concept is rooted in interactional psychology, which posits that both the personal characteristics and job attributes typically jointly influence the individual outcome. So this is something which has to be understood. When you look into the interactional psychology, this means that a good fit can actually lead to positive job outcomes. It can lead to increased job satisfaction. It can lead to greater organizational commitment. While needless to say, a poor fit can result in negative outcomes such as maybe job stress or high turnover rates, etc. So when you look into job fit, the theoretical underpinnings are many, but we have to understand the relevance or the importance of person job fit. When you look into job satisfaction, we have mentioned about the increase in job satisfaction. You have to understand and acknowledge that employees who fit well with their jobs are more likely to enjoy their work. There is no doubt about it. When a person's abilities, his or her interests and values typically align with the job's requirements and the organizational culture, they experience a sense of greater satisfaction, typically leading to a very positive attitude towards not only their workplace but also towards their work. So that is why job satisfaction or increase in that becomes relevant. When you look into performance and productivity, there is no doubt a good fit leads to enhanced performance. So when employees possess the right skills and are motivated by the roles, they are more likely to be efficient and productive in that sense. So basically this results in better outcomes for both employee and the organization. Lower turnover. This is a alarm for most of the company. When you look into person job fit, this happens to be one of the significant aspect that leads to employee turnover, and that makes it more relevant. When you look into employees who feel that they are a good fit for their job and work environment, they are less likely to leave. Whereas when a job aligns with an individual's typical competencies and expectations, the likelihood of retention increases, reducing the turnover costs for the organization. So that is significant with respect to any organizational structure. Another important aspect would be the employee engagement. When you talk about engagement, employees who fit well with their roles are often more engaged and committed to their work. They tend to be more proactive, they tend to be more dedicated and willing to go ahead and beyond their duties. So which can actually have a positive impact on organizational performance. We also have a significant organizational culture fit. So that underscores again the importance of the person job fit. In addition to whatever we are looking into, let's say task alignment or whatever the significant factor with respect to the work or workplace is concerned, person job fit considers how well an employee's values and personality align with the company's culture. So employees who fit into the company culture tend to collaborate more effectively with the colleagues and contribute positively to the work environment. So organizational culture fit is also vital. Another important or significant factor is the employee well-being. A good fit between an employee's skills and jobs reduces the stress and frustration. We are talking about well-being here. So this actually leads, the decrease in the stress and frustration level actually leads to better mental and emotional well-being, as employees feel very confident, in their ability to meet the typical job demands of the day. Another significant factor is the teamwork and collaboration. Employees who are a good fit are better able to collaborate with colleagues and contribute to a very cohesive team dynamic. So their alignment with the role and the company culture enables smoother communication and teamwork. And finally, we have the reduced training costs. When the right person is matched to the right job, organizations typically spend less time and resources on training and development. So the employee already possesses the necessary skills and can quickly adapt to their role, saving the company a lot of time and a lot of money. So this essentially, all these factors, again, I would tend to make it an exhaustive list because most of the factors are already discussed. It underscores the importance of the person job fit. Now let's address the elephant in the room, AI in person job fit. We have seen different categorizations of artificial intelligence. We have seen different definitions, and every single module I'm trying to refine and add on to the initial definition. As part of this, AI in person job fit actually uses or refers to the use of artificial intelligence technologies to analyze and match a candidate's skills, his or her experience and traits with job requirements and company culture and the task of a specific job role. So this is vital when it comes to analyzing what is the relevance of the person job fit, especially the job requirement part. Now, by leveraging machine learning, natural language processing, and predictive analytics, AI helps recruiters and employers make data-driven decisions to identify the candidates who are likely to perform well and fit within the organization environment. So this is the crux. Why or how AI can be useful in person job fit. It involves analyzing large data sets of candidate information and job requirements to identify the best fit between the two. So when you look into AI in person job fit, let's understand what are the key functions of AI in person job fit. The first and the foremost one would be the skills and competency matching. When AI tools analyze, let's say, candidate resume, LinkedIn profiles, their social media profiles, and all that is available in the public platform, and other applications or data that they have sent or transferred, all the sources to assess their skills and competencies. So these tools match the candidate's typical qualifications against the job description to find those best suited for the roles. Again, I would want you to recollect that the task, the duties, responsibilities associated with a particular job, the knowledge, the skills and abilities that are being warranted for a particular job, there is a matching that is being done, and it is being done with the help of artificial intelligence. Another significant function would be the personality and behavioral analysis. AI-powered assessments and psychometric tests are used to evaluate candidates' personality traits, cognitive abilities, and behaviors. So these assessments predict how well a candidate's temperament and behavior will align with the job requirements and the organizational culture. Another significant factor would be the predictive analytics. We talk about predictive analytics, artificial intelligence models use this historical data to predict a candidate's future performance and retention based on very similar roles, based on educational backgrounds, based on interview responses, based on experience, etc. So this helps employers identify candidates most likely to succeed. So predictive analytics is a very strong function, a very potent function of AI in person job fit. And finally, we'll have other important aspects. The first one of that, or the fourth one in total, would be the culture fit. When you look into AI evaluates whether a candidate's values and work style match the company's culture by analyzing past behaviors, by analyzing the value alignment, what value the individual is having and how it well aligned or how it is aligned with the organization, the communication styles of the particular individual, ensuring that the person fits not just the job but the organization as a whole. I will take a moment here to clarify this. The moment you go into recruitment, the moment you go into selection, there is one single aspect that every single recruiter looks. Not only the matching of the tasks, the duties, the responsibilities to the knowledge, skills and abilities of the individual. Rather, it is much beyond that. It is a understanding of the particular individual being recruited, how he or she is going to match with the organization, organizational culture, how he or she is going to gel with the colleagues. So the moment a recruitment is done, it is not just the matching of whether the person is having the required knowledge, skills and abilities. It's much beyond that. They look into the resume, they look into the profile, they look into the past experiences of the particular individual to make a conclusion that yes, if I take this particular individual, he or she is going to fit well in the organization. Many a time, the basic reason of turnover or people getting or lost interest within the particular job or maybe the organization, or the key reason to lose interest is the lack of person job fit. And many a time the recruitment happens only as a match between the TDRs and the KSAs, but mainly it should go a step beyond. It should understand whether the particular person who is coming into the organization is the right fit, because he or she can gel with the environment, he or she can understand what the organization demands, what the organizational requirements are, what the job requirements are, and how, let's say, it's a task dependent, interdependent aspect. You do not have room for individuals who are not team players in that case. So similarly, you have a very focused job or an R&D sort of job where you want high level of integrity. You cannot have a person who has compromised his or her integrity. So again, these are some of the aspects which becomes relevant when it comes to person job fit. And to a greater extent, AI has helped or AI is helping, years down the line, it would be tremendous progress that would be done. But these are some of the essential functions. We'll continue with the discussion. Other functions of AI in person job fit are automated screening and ranking. Automated screening and ranking. When you're looking into automated screening and ranking, the AI-based recruitment platforms automate the screening process by ranking candidates based on the suitability for the job. So reducing the time spent on the manual reviews and improving the certain accuracy associated with the profiles. Another significant function would be the resume screening, and this has gained momentum to a great extent because of the objectivity associated with the screening. I hope you are following me when I'm talking about the objectivity associated with the resume screening. Many a time you put a human element or a human being into a resume screening, there are a lot of biases he or she might bring in, or even a set of individuals might bring in a lot of biases, leading to a lot of subjectivity, which is fortunately absent in this situation. So AI tools can automate the screening of resume to shortlist candidates who meet the predefined criteria, significantly reducing the time spent on this task. This is particularly beneficial in large-scale hiring scenarios where hundreds of applications are actually received. And more than this, as I already mentioned, there is a elimination of bias that is also happening when it comes to the resume screening. Another significant function would be the candidate assessment. AI-driven assessment platforms, let's say I'll give you some examples like HackerRank and Harvard. So again, you can have demo versions of this. You can just check it out, explore. It evaluates candidates' skills and culture fit through customized tests. These platforms actually provide insights into candidates' aptitudes, helping recruiters to identify those most likely to succeed in a specific role. And another significant function would be the bias reduction, which I've already touched upon, but it needs a standalone explanation. AI tools can help minimize unconscious biases by focusing on skills and competencies rather than demographic factors, leading to a more diverse and qualified candidate pool. So all the possible biases that can otherwise creep in because of the human element inside is significantly reduced as part of the bias, as part of the AI inclusion or the AI involvement. So by leveraging these AI functions, there is no doubt that organizations can streamline their recruitment process, make data-driven decisions and enhance the person job fit, ultimately leading to better hiring outcomes and a more engaged workforce. Now let's look into measuring performance job fit by AI. When you look into AI and specifically person job fit, measuring person job fit using AI involves typical leveraging of the machine learning, NLP and predictive analytics to analyze various factors like a candidate's skills, experience, personality, and even to a certain extent job requirements. AI tools assess multiple dimensions of fit to ensure that the candidates align with the specific task, specific organizational culture and job role. So when you look into the skills and competency matching, there are certain specific tools associated with that. There are certain key ways by which AI used to measure person job fit. One would be the skills and competency mapping, which we'll discuss in greater detail, like method. So first one would be the skills and competency matching. Let's delineate all these typical measures or measuring ways by different schemes like method, the AI tools that are used and the benefits. So I repeat, all the typical measuring functions, I'll try to explain it by dissecting it into three different elements. One is the method that is used. I'll give you some examples of the AI tools and Finally, I'll conclude with the benefits that are associated with each of these significant measuring aspects. So first one is skills and competency matching. If you go across the method, AI analyzes the candidate's resume, be it the LinkedIn profile or past work experience, to compare them with the job description. That's the method that is being used. NLP can be used to extract skills and competencies and match them against the job requirements. Some of the prominent platforms like Hiritual, Eightfold.ai use deep learning to match candidates' skills and specific job roles. Now, the benefits of this are that these particular tools, be it Hiritual or Eightfold.ai, automates the screening process by instantly identifying candidates who meet or exceed the technical and soft skill requirements. Now, when you look into the second aspect, personality and behavioral assessment, the possible measuring aspect happens with the AI tools assessing personality. Let's look into the method. AI-powered tools such as, let's say, gamified assessments or even to a certain extent psychometric tests evaluate a candidate's personality traits, a candidate's cognitive ability, his or her behavior patterns. So these assessments predict how well a candidate will fit within the company culture and the typical job demands. Some of the AI tools, are platforms like Pymetrics that use neuroscience-based games to assess emotional intelligence, problem solving, and to a certain extent interpersonal skills. The benefits are clear. AI provides a more objective evaluation of personality fit, reducing biases in the recruitment process. Now, the third one would be the culture fit analysis. Culture fit analysis, again we go to the method. AI analyzes here the alignment of a candidate's values, motivation and work preferences with the organization's culture. So this includes evaluating factors like, the communication style of the individual, the teamwork preferences, which is very critical. Nowadays, if you are not a teamwork person, it is very difficult to survive, and AI keeps a check and balance on selection by looking into the teamwork preferences, the leadership potential. Some of the AI tools like Ideal or NAC, they use ML algorithms to assess whether a candidate will thrive in a particular organizational environment. The benefits are that it reduces turnover by predicting long-term cultural alignment between the candidate and the company. Now, another significant factor would be the predictive analytics in measuring person job fit. So, the method would be AI platforms typically use historical data in predictive analytics from successful employees in similar roles to predict how well a candidate will perform and how long they are likely to stay. There are two aspects which are generally tested, that how well and how long. These are two significant factors that subsume the entire requirements or needs of a work condition, ideal workplace or ideal work condition. So what happens is that the machine learning models analyze various factors such as education, let's say past job performance and interview responses to generate a fit score. So this fit score actually measures or gives an idea about the person job fit. Some of the AI tools in this context would be Entelo and Exopa. AI apply predictive analytics to rank candidates based on their likelihood of success in the job. The benefits are it provides data-driven insights into candidate performance and retention potential, leading to better hiring decisions. Another significant measuring person job fit, a significant factor would be the interview and communication analysis. The method would be AI-powered video interviewing platforms analyze non-verbal cues, tone of voice and language used to evaluate a candidate's soft skills and the typical communication style. HireView and TalView uses this AI to assess a candidate's emotional intelligence. We have had a small discussion in the previous lecture regarding HireView, if you recollect, and other key traits by analyzing, facial expressions, speech patterns, and word choices during interviews. So not only the emotional intelligence factor, as we have already seen in the previous lecture, the communication and other key traits like facial expression, speech patterns, and word choices during interviews are also analyzed by tools like HireView. The benefits are providing objective data to assess whether a candidate's communication style matches the demands of the job or the team they would want to work with. So this alignment of values or alignment of the work style with the team is certainly measured by AI tools like HireView or TalView. Now, when you look into the task fit and role alignment, the method would be by AI using machine learning to analyze the tasks associated with the job and compares them with the candidate's previous experience and expertise. So, task-based assessment can be used to see how well a candidate actually performs in simulated work conditions. So, some of the AI tools like Textio can analyze and improve job descriptions to attract the right candidates, while platforms like TAPJNN TAPJFNN is about task aware person job fit neural network. I repeat, task aware person job fit neural network specifically focuses on matching candidates with roles based on task compatibility. So the benefits are that it ensures that the candidates not only have the right skills but are also well suited to perform specific tasks in their roles. Another significant aspect would be feedback and learning systems. The method would be to look into continuous feedback and learning systems would be AI powered tools will collect data on employee performance after hiring and continuously update algorithms to improve future hiring decisions. So AI systems can also recommend upskilling opportunities to ensure that the candidate grows into their role. AI tools include Eightfold.ai, which uses feedback loops and learning algorithms to adjust its recommendation for person job fit over time. So helping employers identify and close skill gaps. The benefits are it improves long-term employee success by creating dynamic fit models that evolve as job roles and organizational need changes. Finally, we have the candidate matching algorithms. Method would be AI algorithms like those in applicant tracking system ATS compare a candidate's profile with a set of job openings. So these systems actually use the machine learning to rank candidates by the likelihood of succeeding in a particular role. So the AI tools like Greenhouse, Smart Recruiters, and Liver use AI to enhance the candidate matching process. So the benefits are it increases hiring efficiency, typically by providing a short list of candidates who best match the job and the organization specifically. Now let's look into the application of using AI in person job fit. We have seen the different measuring aspects based on the methods. We have introduced you to some typical tools, and finally we have also concluded on the benefits of it. Now let's look into the applications of AI in person job fit. The first and the foremost one is candidate screening and matching. When you look into candidate screening and matching, we have looked into what it is, but here I would like to bring in the applications of AI specifically. AI tools can analyze resume and job descriptions to identify the best matches based on the skills, experience, and other relevant criteria. So this typical process often involves NLP to understand the context and nuances in both the candidate profiles and the job requirements. So let's look into tools like Turing. If you have applied for jobs, you might have come across Turing or at least Seek Out. Right? These are two significant tools that exemplify this capability by leveraging large data sets to find suitable candidates even for the niche positions or niche activities that are associated or that are there in any organization. Second important factor would be predictive analytics. Now, AI employs predictive analytics to forecast a candidate's potential success in any role. So by analyzing, the historical hiring data, the performance metrics, AI can typically identify the patterns that, typically indicate which candidates are likely to excel in specific positions. So this helps inevitably organizations to make more informed hiring decisions based on data rather than intuition alone. Again, I would want you to recollect that when we introduced you to the course itself, the theme of the course was intuition meeting innovation. So again, we cannot do away with intuition. This is very much required, and that is underscored here, or that is captured well here in predictive analytics. The third important aspect would be skill and personality assessment. When you look into AI driven assessment tools like, let's say, Higher Logic, AI tools like Higher Logic or Vervo, candidates or they evaluate candidates through standardized tests that measure both technical skills and personality traits. So these assessments help determine whether candidates possess the necessary abilities and whether their personalities align with the job's demands and the organizational culture, thereby enhancing a person-job fit. Then we have another significant application of AI in person-job fit, which is the video interview analysis. Most of the time, as things have progressed, or as the situation has changed, larger level of, or a large chunk of selection procedures are happening online these days, and video interviews are the norm of the day. So video interview analysis is also nowadays powered by AI. AI tools can analyze video interviews to assess candidates' soft skills and culture fit. Please note, we are talking about video interviews in an era where there are certain scams also happening, whereby people are trying to mask, or people are trying to cheat organizations with some level of support, technical support from other way, so that they are getting, or they are cracking the interview. So AI has a definitive role in actually video interview analysis. Again, platforms like HireView utilize AI to evaluate the non-verbal cues, the speech patterns, and overall presentation during interviews. It typically provides insights into how well a candidate may fit into a team, or how well a candidate can be a right fit in the organization with a certain organizational culture. Another significant factor or significant application would be the conversational AI. Chatbots, which we have discussed in detail in the previous lecture, powered by AI, such as those developed by Humanly, engage candidates in conversations to gather information about their skills and cultural fit. So these tools can conduct initial screenings, asking targeted questions to assess alignment with job requirements and organizational values, thus streamlining the recruitment process. Now, we have categorically understood the applications of AI in person job fit with these 5 distinct aspects. Now, let's look into the main aspect, the benefits of using AI in person job fit. The first and the foremost one, without doubt, would be increased efficiency. When you talk about increased efficiency, AI tools are there to streamline various stages of the recruitment process, as we have categorically established, significantly reducing the time and effort required for tasks such as be it resume screening or candidate sourcing. Ideally, these two are the typical functions which requires a maximum amount of time. And if you can prevent time in resume screening and candidate sourcing, you indeed increase the efficiency. By automating these processes, recruiters can focus on more strategic aspects of hiring, allowing organizations to fill positions more quickly and efficiently. Now, when you look into efficiency, we have to also understand the improved candidate matching, which is also a subset of the efficiency part. AI algorithms typically analyze job descriptions and candidate profiles to identify the best matches based on skills, based on experience and cultural fit. So this typically ensures that the candidates who are most likely to succeed in a role are prioritized, enhancing the overall quality of the hiring. This is critical when it comes to candidate matching. Now, the most important and the most significant point I've been stressing across the lectures is the reduction of bias. It does not need any further explanation, but I have to state that AI-driven recruitment tools help minimize unconscious biases by focusing on certain objective criteria. Objective criteria such as qualifications, such as experience, rather than mere demographic factors. I hope you understand how the bias is coming because of the demographic factor. So this leads to a more equitable hiring process, and certainly, without doubt, it promotes diversity within the workforce. Another significant benefit would be the enhanced candidate experience. AI enhances the candidate experience by providing timely communication and typical personalized interaction. Now, this is vital because when you look into chatbots and virtual assistants, they can answer the queries, they can schedule interviews, they can keep candidates informed throughout the hiring process, making them feel valued and engaged. Many a time what happens is that you walk into an interview room, there might be a lot of people, let's say 5 seats and 500 people. There is no proper communication, you're not getting a proper place even to sit, nobody is valuing your time, nobody is talking to you regarding the role, regarding the post, you are just lost there. This is hugely reduced, and the candidate experience is certainly enhanced with the applications of chatbots and virtual assistants that can typically answer all the queries. It can, go to the extent of scheduling interviews, having a proper information exchange about the hiring process to the candidate, to the interviewees. All these possibilities have enhanced candidate experience without doubt. Another significant benefit would be the predictive analytics, which we have already seen. AI uses this predictive analytics to forecast how well candidates will fit within a company's culture and the potential for retention. So by analyzing, let's say, historical data and behavioral trends, AI can help organizations make informed decisions about the candidate's suitability even before making a hire. Another significant benefit would be the data-driven decision making. Again, we have touched upon this point in some of the previous lectures. AI tools provide valuable insights through data analysis, there is no doubt about it, enabling recruiters to make informed decisions based on empirical evidence rather than intuition alone. So this typically leads to better alignment between candidates and job roles, ultimately improving person-job fit. And finally, cost saving. When you look into automative, repetitive tasks and improving the efficiency of the hiring process, AI can lead to significant cost saving for organization. It reduces, without doubt, time to hire, minimizes expenses associated with prolonged vacancies, and definitely enhances productivity. So we have seen all the positive aspects. We have seen what are the applications, what are the uses, what are the benefits. Time to look into some of the limitations of AI in person-job fit. There is no doubt that a lot can be facilitated by AI, but it also has its negative side. The first and the foremost one, again, there is a potential for bias. So I'm the same person who mentioned that it takes away bias, but again, I would also like to maintain a neutral position here because it also has a potential for bias. AI algorithms are only as unbiased as the data they are trained on. And I would want you to underscore it, underline it. AI algorithms are only as unbiased as the data they are trained on. So what is the data? That is what the AI will work, or that is how the AI will work. So if historical data used to train AI systems include, let's say, biased decisions against maybe certain genders, against certain ethnicities or backgrounds, the AI can perpetuate all these biases in hiring. So please note, it is only as good as the data that it is trained on. This could lead to discriminatory policies, even unintentionally. That is a cue that we have to take care of, that we have to look into while we are addressing the limitations. Another significant limitation would be the lack of transparency. We talk about a lot of objectivity as a benefit, but we have to acknowledge that there is a potential lack of transparency. AI models often lack explainability, meaning recruiters may not fully understand why an AI system selected or rejected a candidate. So what is the logic or what is the rationale? Many a time it is not coming out. If it was a human being in that particular position, with all his or her biases, stereotyping, at least if we ask a question, we could have got an answer. But here the case is different. This black box nature can lead to distrust or confusion about AI driven decisions, making it highly difficult to challenge or justify certain hiring outcomes. Not only justify, but also challenge hiring outcomes. Another significant limitations would be over-reliance on the data quality. When you look into AI, it depends heavily on the quality of the input data, as I've already mentioned in the first point. Poorly structured, incomplete, or outdated data can lead to inaccurate predictions and, no doubt, faulty candidate job matches. So if a candidate's data, such as their resume, does not fully represent their abilities, AI systems might undervalue them. Another significant limitation of AI in-person job fit is lack of soft skills or limited understanding of soft skills and human nuances. I would prefer to put it as limited understanding rather than lack of soft skills. When you look into AI tools may struggle to accurately evaluate soft skills, such as leadership potential, emotional intelligence, creativity, and adaptability, which are critical for many roles. AI can assess hard skills, but it's more challenging for algorithms to gauge interpersonal qualities that are often context dependent. Another significant limitation of AI in person job fit would be ethical and privacy concern. The use of AI in recruitment can typically raise ethical issues. It can raise issues related to privacy. Candidates might be sometimes uncomfortable with the AI systems collecting and analyzing personal information. Particularly, let's say if it involves the social media profiles, it involves the video interviews or other non-job specific data. Some of them might not be actually so comfortable in the intrusion towards their privacy. There is also the risk of data breaches or also misuse of personal information, leading to a lot of legal challenges or reputational damage for the organization also. So these are some of the critical limitations. Other significant limitations are simplification of complex rules. Oversimplification of complex rules. AI tools often reduce the complexity of roles into quantifiable metrics, which might not fully capture the multifaceted nature of certain jobs. So please note, this reductionist approach can actually result in overemphasizing qualifications, let's say such as education or the certification the candidate is providing or having or showing, and underestimating potential, the experience or the capacity for growth. Let's say an individual comes in, you are overemphasizing on the fancy degrees, fancy qualifications, and you are not able to actually understand and analyze whether he or she is going to be a right fit based on the potential he or she is having, based on the experience, what he or she has learned over the previous few companies, or even the capacity to grow. Many a time, AI might not be actually trained in assessing the individual. Risk of over automation is yet another limitation. Over reliance on AI can lead to dehumanization of the hiring process. So where candidates may feel they are interacting solely with algorithms rather than human decision makers. This lack of typical personal interaction can actually reduce engagement and leave candidate with a negative experience altogether. So human input is still essential in ensuring a holistic evaluation of the candidates. So AI should be used to assist, not to replace the human judgment in the hiring process. And finally, cost and resource intensive. You look into implementing AI in the recruitment process, it can be expensive, requiring investments in infrastructure, software, and data management. Small and medium-sized businesses may find it difficult to actually afford high-quality AI tools and platforms. Additionally, training AI systems to be effective requires significant time and resources to ensure that algorithms are accurate, unbiased, aligned, with the company needs. So we have seen categorically what all are the limitations of AI in person job fit. So this is what I wanted to put forward as an argument, as a class, as a session for AI in person job fit. Let me conclude by taking two specific points from this lecture. One is AI typically helps you to analyze two things. One, how good you are, and two, how well you will last. So how good you are in your job and how long you are going to last is some critical information that the organization will always need, and the AI is certainly going to help regarding that. Second important point or second important takeaway from this lecture would be the AI models are as good as the data it is trained on. So when I'm talking wholeheartedly that when you take out the human element, the bias is taken out, please note that the AI models are only as good as the data that it's trained on. So if the data is having an inherent biases towards a particular gender, towards a particular set of people, towards a particular category of segment of people, then all those biases are also going to reflect in the decision that is being made by the AI model. So please note, things are changing, things are evolving, there is no doubt about it. But at this moment, a word of caution, because AI models would need a human intervention. It is required because it is only as good as the data it is trained on. There is lack of transparency at some level. We have also seen that. How well you can justify a proper hire, or how well you are not able to justify that why you rejected that particular candidate. AI might not have the answer for that at this point in time. So please take care of these particular things in your job. Ponder over these things, think over these things, how we can improve on. That's what the food for thought for today is. We'll see with more details in the next class. Till then, take care. Bye-bye.